I feel like we do have queries on our end
Yes.
also on the Ori. So I think it's definitely highly anticipated.
Mm.
You've never, it's quite natural, right? Like
Yes.
just a few months, or is it 1 month ago? A few months
Yes,
ago.
yes. 1 month ago.
We had a lot of queries about Tuan Park,
Yes.
Emerald Katong, North
Yes.
Grand. So these are some of the hot new launches in
Yes.
2024. So come 2025, the first hot new launch is the Ori.
That's right.
So which is why we're squeezing a webinar on this Friday evening, just so we can share what we know about the Ori and you can make a better informed decision come January. So it's supposed to launch for preview when? 3rd January, right?
Yeah, soon, very soon.
It's very soon. I mean, right after you say Happy New Year, then you gotta buy a house. I guess it's a great gift to
But
yourself.
when you buy this, right, you don't really have to pay for it.
Ah,
Progressive payment.
yes.
Pay for the down.
Okay, so we're gonna start now. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I have Thomas Tong here with me again to cover the Ori. He is one of the experts. He's been talking about the Ori with me for a long time as well.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just gonna briefly introduce again 99.co and SRX in case you're not very familiar with what we do. We are property portal in Singapore, so we operate 99.co and SRX. While in Indonesia, we have an arm there as well. So we have 99.co and Rumah 123. So we are quite known for our property X value too at 99. So we offer a 98% accuracy to your home value. So if you want to know the value of your house, or the rental volume of your house as well, you can just log on to X value on our app to find out the value. And do note that the value actually changes almost every day. So it'll be quite interesting to follow the charts of your home value. So we are a marketplace. We have HDB, private properties, and rentals as well. And we are also known for our articles. We have a blog called Insider. So we provide you with up-to-date news about the property trends in Singapore. So we have guides as well. So if you're unsure as to how to go about, going through various processes, be it HDB, condominiums, or landed properties, you can come to our guide on Insider as well to read. All right, so back in class two. So I'm not sure if many of you are aware about 99.co and SRX. We are known for our transaction data tools and our property X value tool and analyzer. So these tools, some of them are only available for industry experts, such as our property agents. Yeah, so if you have any queries as well, just shoot them over and we'll be able to get them through our data tools for you. We also have this service called the Seller Concierge. So basically, if you have any, if you're kind of on the fence about selling your house, you're not sure how to go about it, when's the right time to sell, you can shoot us those questions as well. We'll provide you with a free consultation. And you don't have to sell a house. It's just we can analyze for you whether it's a good time, a good price for you to sell. Okay, so straight to the point. Will the Ori be overpriced when it launches? Okay, so Thomas, we talked about this, right? You did mention that for past CDL projects, because the Ori is going to be developed by CDL, there has been a historical trend of a 0.5% per floor jump.
Yes.
But the Ori is expected to have a 1.5% per floor jump.
I think conservatively we just say 0.5% per floor, 0.5% per floor.
Yeah.
Because we cannot do ambitious calculations first. So the Ori is very interesting because it's going to be a 40-story building, 2 blocks.
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be extremely iconic. 40-story right smack in Toa Payoh, 400 meters from Braddell MRT, right? So in the event if the PSF starts from $2,500 on the ground floor, you every 0.5%, 40-story, you will see up to a 20% increase in price as you inch towards the top floors. Okay, so the question, if you start at 2,500 per square feet on the ground floor, you plus another 20%, you will hit coming close to $3,000.
Yeah.
And looking at the response from Emerald Katong and Tuan Park, if developers do see such overwhelming response, they might do on the spot price adjustments.
Yes.
So today we want to address this question, right? At what point do we decide, should we continue or walk away? Yeah. So if it touches 3,000, would we still be looking? So we'll cover that, okay?
Yes. So, but the main question is, why is it so highly anticipated? Why do we expect that it could be overpriced? So it is the first new launch in Toa Payoh in 8 years.
Yes.
So this means that there will be pent-up demand.
Yes.
Right?
So the last brand new launch was GEM Residence. Okay. We cannot talk too much into GEM Residence because that was pretty much an older development 8 years ago. But if any of you have lived in GEM Residence or visited a friend in GEM Residence or have been to the development itself, you will kind of know the quality of that development. Okay. What I can say is on the ground, there are a lot of people who are currently living in GEM Residence. They love the area.
Definitely, area is
The
good.
area is good, right? And they really want to move to a condo developed by CDL.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, CDL does have a very
good track record, right? Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And what's going on? Okay. And it has a very good sales track record.
Yes.
Right, for sure.
So this Toa Payoh, right? This week 12. Yeah, so we're talking about at the start of the webinar, we have mentioned that Toa Payoh is one of the few districts in the whole of Singapore that have a 100% track record, which means if anybody had bought a brand new condo from the developer in Toa Payoh, they would have made profits.
Yeah, I mean we can see from the number of HDB $1 million transactions in Singapore.
Yes.
I have the 2023 and 2024 numbers over here. So I've circled Toa Payoh.
Yes.
Okay. So it has one of the highest, right? With 103 $1 million transactions in 2024.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just trailing behind
Kallang,
Whampoa, which is definitely one of the top locations. Bukit Merah.
Yeah, Bukit Merah.
Yeah. So it's actually third place, I would say, right? It's third place.
So we can expect a lot of affluent organic HDB upgraders who will be able to afford. If you're taking down notes, you want to write this down. It's called the reverse PDSR calculations. I mean, if we don't have time to go through, you can get in touch with me directly, then we can arrange for consultation to see why the ORI will have a high chance of capital appreciation because of this affluence of these $1 million HDB people.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention the connectivity, right?
Yeah.
Why is the ORI so highly anticipated? Because of its location.
Yes.
So it's just a 5 minutes walk from Braddell MRT. So it's a one stop away from Bishan MRT station, which has the Circle Line.
Yes.
And what other line is it?
That's okay. So the main things are, if you're taking down notes, is right, there are 9 MRT interchange within the 4-stop radius from Braddell MRT. Okay, if you pull up the MRT map with the Circle Line, you would see 9 MRT interchange within a 4-stop radius. So Braddell is a very, very prime MRT station.
It is. It's only 8 stops from Raffles Place.
Yes.
7 stops from City Hall. That's really very, very close by. 4 stops from Orchard.
Yeah. And later we're also going to be talking about this new expressway that the government is building.
Yeah. So the future connectivity.
Yes.
Right. So the North-South corridor, I'm not sure if you remember that it was announced before.
Yes.
The government is going to spend $7.47 billion to construct this new expressway.
Yes, it's probably the first expressway in Singapore to not have an E behind. It's literally called the North-South corridor.
Yeah. Okay. Why is it a corridor, right? Because it's actually not just an expressway.
Yes.
Right. The surface is like a park.
Yes.
There are streets for cycling, for community spaces and walking. Yeah. So it's going to be a tunnel, right? Like a tunnel expressway.
So the government basically want to keep the ground level, the surface level for commuting purpose, like parks and all that kind of stuff, and for the cars, everything to be underground. And this North-South corridor is also going to relieve the pressure from the CTE, which is always congested. If you drive, you would know. Yeah. And you can get to town very easily. And this one is going to be completed in 2029.
Yes. I'm personally very excited. Because I'm going to be moving to Lentor, right? And then it's only like, there will be a road tunnel to ECP.
Yeah.
Well, and I live in ECP now.
Yeah. Maybe the entrance into the tunnel is $20 ERP.
Yeah, I won't be surprised. But yeah, it's going to be completed in 2027, which is really soon, right? So schools, right? One km within reputable schools like CHIJ Toa Payoh Primary,
Yes.
Pei Chun Public School.
Yes. So all of this, okay. So Pei Chun Public School is like it's a SAP school. So for parents out there, you know what SAP school is. For those of you who don't know, SAP school basically have more resources within the school, and a lot of people just like to go to Pei Chun. Now for CHIJ Toa Payoh Primary, I think
Yeah.
it might still be under the pending whether or not it's within the 1 km because sometimes
Maybe certain blocks or something.
yeah,
right?
certain blocks or something. So previously there was a development, we're not going to mention the name. It was supposed to be within 1 km, but it turns out it's not.
Okay.
So yeah, so this one is at their buyer's discretion.
Yeah, yeah.
Still got to check the MOE one map.
Yeah. And then you have Kheng Cheng and First Toa Payoh Primary also. This is, I think it's definitely 1 km, but yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, your block might not be within the 1 km.
Mm.
Okay. So, okay, new BTOs in Caldecott.
Yes. So Caldecott is another avenue for Ori to potentially experience a capital appreciation. Okay. Now you got to understand this concept. Toa Payoh is in District 12. And if you understand District 12, if you look at the map, the north, south, east, west, and the district map, District 12 is almost right smack in the middle of Singapore. Okay, so and Toa Payoh is the nearest to town in District 12. Okay, but Caldecott, they're actually clearing up a lot of land for residential purpose. So if you go on the URA master plan, you will see that Caldecott has a lot of residential land upcoming. So if this land turns out to be BTOs, then this will be what we call the million, and there will be it will become the next Bidadari Bishan area, right? Yeah. Because Caldecott is in District 11, and 11 is definitely a lot more prime than 12 in terms of the prestige. So you can expect a surge of $1 million HDBs coming up in Caldecott, and these people will be affluent enough. Like I said, if you do the reverse TDSR calculation, you will know exactly how much money they can take back if they were to sell their HDB at a certain price, and whether or not they'll be able to buy over your unit at Ori at a capital appreciation.
Yep, exactly. So I mean, not to mention when there are new BTOs around, the government tends to build a lot of amenities around the area as well. So you get to enjoy, what is their new amenities.
Right? Yes. We also need to talk about the Toa Payoh Integrated Development.
Yes, which is going to be ready in 2030.
That's right. So this Toa Payoh Integrated Development is going to consist of a polyclinic, a library, a park, and a sports center. Okay, but no residential.
Yeah. So
the government is rejuvenating this Toa Payoh area. It's under this scheme called the Remaking Our Heartlands. So we're not going to go too deep into it. You can search it up. This is all going to be happening in Toa Payoh.
Yeah, in just 5 years.
Yes.
Actually, it's very soon. You're going to have a sports and healthcare facilities. There'll be swimming pools, indoor sports halls.
Yes.
Sheltered tennis, futsal, and netball courts. I mean, I got this snippet from I think it's very important.
Yes. So Toa Payoh is going to go through a lot. And we all know Toa Payoh is quite a mature estate, right?
Yes,
and it's rather small. So having all this will definitely boost what you can enjoy over there.
It's very clear, right, what the government is trying to do as well. They're trying to inject young blood into these mature estates. Yeah, so that's very good for developments that are upcoming as well in this area. So we are surrounded by amenities. You have, Junction 8, you have all the HDB hubs, Ion Orchard, and hawker centers, because it's a mature estate after all. Yes. So you do have a very good blend of the new and the old kind of amenities, right? Okay, let's just go straight into the fact sheet for the Ori.
Yes.
So it's a combined developer project.
Yes, 3 developers, right? CDL, Sequisui, and Fraser.
So okay, so it's in District 12. You already know it's in Balestier. It's next to it's near Braddell MRT, located in Toa Payoh. 99 years leasehold project, and total of 777. So a very decent sized project.
Yes. So maintenance fee is going to be, I would say, affordable and 40-story. So it's going to be iconic as well.
Yeah, 40 stories is really high.
It's really high, right? So the reason why we're all here is because if there really is a 0.5% per floor jump from ground floor to the 40th floor, we can expect up to a 20% price increase. Would it be worth it?
So estimated TOP 2030 in May. That's about 5 years from now. Okay, so just showing you a map, Gem Residences, I mean, we mentioned it, it's just next to the Ori.
Yes.
So we will be kind of doing a bit of a comparison with Gem later. Okay, so unit distribution mix. So you can see that there's a very good blend. I would say it's quite evenly spaced out, except for the 3-bedroom dual key, you have a 38, 39, and 4-bedroom premium plus study, you have 39. But it's quite mixed, right?
So we need to talk about the 5-bedroom with private lift, 77 units. So just now we also did a very interesting case study, and we found that there was a unit in Jadescape, a 6-bedroom unit. So I believe it's the penthouse. Okay. Let me get the specific numbers. This penthouse, a 99-year condo that is near to Marymount MRT by the name of Jadescape, saw a penthouse transaction going at an unbelievable price. Does anybody want to guess how much?
Can we say how much they bought it for?
We should say how much they bought it for.
The owners, they bought it for about $5 million, right?
Yeah.
$5 million.
They bought it for $5.8 million. Yeah. And they bought it in 2019. Okay. So in 2024.
How many years is that?
That is 5 years. Yeah. 5.8 million in 5 years. They sold for a profit of $4.35 million. And that the selling price was $10.15 million for a 6-bedroom in Jadescape. The size of the property is 4,230 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms, okay, so we need to also understand this concept called the price support. Okay, which means a lot of people cannot visualize how a 99-year in the outskirts can command up to $2,300 to $2,500 to even $3,000 per square feet, right? But we need to understand that when people buy property, they buy based on the total amount, which is what we call the quantum. So people apparently can accept a 99-year in Marymount, a penthouse can go up to $10 million.
Yeah.
So there's a price support right there.
It's crazy, right? I mean, 10 million, I was just talking to you about it, right? There's so many options.
10 million, you can literally buy a landed in Tanjong Katong.
Yeah. There are all kinds of buyers.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about which stack is better for you, but I think it's also very personalized, right? Case by case basis. So if you really want to go into, stacks, unit, mix, you can let us know. We just put out with Thomas and Thomas.
Yeah, because okay, so what we need to understand is, right, because end of the day, I'm a property agent and we're also representing the developer. We cannot talk bad about certain units, but let's talk about the general understanding first, right? Every single unit in Ori is north-south facing, so we do not have west sun or east sun facing units. That's the first thing you need to know. And of course, every unit will have different price point, and your down payment, your monthly mortgage will all be different. So which stack is better for you? It depends on firstly what you can afford, how much you're comfortable paying a month, all that kind of stuff, which we will not go too deep. But you just take a screenshot of this, you know how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms are there. The facing is only 2 blocks, all north and south. I think a very good comparison would also be Clover by the Park. It has very similar characteristic, 2 blocks, very high, and it's facing the park and it's unblocked.
I just want to point out that the blocks are quite far away from each other.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's good. It's like Clover by the Park. Very similar.
So, okay, so you have the site plan over here. Okay, so I think it's not that easy to see, but the northern view is towards Bishan Ang Mo Kio. We have the east side, which looks at Bidadari, Potong Pasir. And south would be Toa Payoh CBD. And the west side, we can see the central catchment area, which is the MacRitchie Reservoir.
You have the drone view. Are you going to show a drone view?
Yes, I am. Okay.
So we have a drone view to show you how it looks like from every single level. And Toa Payoh is somewhere you can go with unblocked view.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're going to show you the drone view right now. So you have a very clear visualization. If you were to buy 40 floor versus 30 versus 15 versus 10 floor, like how different it's going to be.
One moment. Okay. So
and let's talk about, just since we're on this, you're looking for it, right? I'm looking at the prices. So fun fact for you guys, Um, the most expensive 3-bedroom ever transacted at Jadescape is up to $2.6 million. Most expensive 3-bedroom.
So, okay. So you can see, right? This is the level 5 view.
Yep.
Okay, so I can turn it around. This is what you get at level 5. This is what you get at level 10. Pretty decent.
Yeah. The HDBs aren't like very tall.
And this is what you get at level 15. So I'm going to go all the way up to level 40 for you guys to have a perspective.
It's
Okay.
level 40.
This is level 20.
20, yeah, not 40
I'm
yet.
going up. I'm taking the lift right now. So you can see, right? A very nice view.
Yep.
Okay. So definitely as we go higher, okay, this is level 30. Okay. Very, very nice. You can see mountain.
Mountain?
Yeah, over here.
Mountain.
And finally, you have a level 40. Yeah. So you can see the perspective over here. As I'm moving, you can see the red color dot on the top left-hand side. So this is like what you expect. So let's say let's go to the north. Okay, this is the north facing. Yeah, this is the north. Okay, this is the east. This is if you go up to 40 now. We'll just show you the best view here.
Yeah. So do bear in mind, 40th floor means there is potentially, not confirmed, potentially a 20% increase. And that 20% could mean even up to like $2,900 to $3,000 per square feet.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, so on this point, while we're on this, you look at this while I mentioned something very interesting to you. I was just looking at Gem Residence, which is the last brand new condo in Toa Payoh. Okay, 6 out of 9 transactions at Gem Residence, the most profitable over the last 2 years, okay, are above the floor of 27 story. Okay, I repeat one more time. 6 out of 9 of the most profitable transactions in Gem Residence are above level 27. All right, they consist of 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. And the profits ranges from 708,000 all the way up to 550,000. Most profitable over the last 2 years.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, so really wanted to show you what to expect, when you're out there. And okay, we want to take a brief look back on 2024's hot new launches. And I think if you guys you remember, I think the hot new launches are what's happening? Okay. So you have Maya Blue, Norwood Grand, Trump Park,
I think Emerald Katong is the hottest of all.
So okay, so these are the average prices.
Yes.
And what can these prices tell you about the ORI?
Okay, so these prices that you see here should serve as a benchmark, okay, for you to know whether or not this is something you can accept. So if we look at Emerald of Katong, Trump Park, and Norwood Grand, the 3-bedroom ranges from 1.7 all the way to $2.1 million. So the question you need to ask yourself is, do you think that Toa Payoh versus Lorong Chuan versus Emerald of Katong, number one, which one is more prime in your perspective, right? In the event, if the 3-bedroom at Ori managed to be 2.1 million, and you think that Toa Payoh is in a better location, better amenities near the good school, then it's pretty much a no-brainer, right? Because people are chonging for Emerald Katong at this price and Trump Park. But of course, if you think that Toa Payoh is more prime, then there should be some premium. Even the 3-bedroom is at $2.3, $2.5 million. With so many $1 million HDB around the area, you think that it's a fair deal? Then I think it's more or less going to be around there.
Yeah, true. Okay, so you did talk about Gem Residences,
yes,
right, earlier. So we'll just have a brief look at stack analysis for Gem. Okay, so I feel like Thomas, do you like Gem Residences?
Do I like it?
Do you like it?
From an objective or subjective perspective?
Subjective, actually. I want to know your personal view.
Subjective. Okay, so I got to mention again, we cannot talk bad about any condos. Okay. From an objective perspective, the price, it's 100% profitable if you had bought it from the developer. Of course, if you bought it resale, you might have overpaid, the seller might have charged you higher. This one we cannot say. But if you have bought it from brand new from developer, it's 100% profitable for GEM residents. So, and I can tell you something, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, on the ground experience, there are a lot of people who live in GEM. They already approach me and say like, "Oh, Thomas, this Ori that's upcoming, right? We definitely want to buy it. We're gonna cash out profits at GEM because they've experienced profits and they love the area, and they go to buy Ori." So if you look over here, the key line that you want to draw your eyes to would be the green lines because those depicts the profit. Okay, so you can see the profit is like 265,000, 333,000. So the second key line is the sold one time, sold two times, right? So you can see that the moment it reaches the second owner, your profit margin gets lesser. So that's why today we're talking about it, because today you have one opportunity to buy it brand new from the developer on day one.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the event, if it does get to like Emerald Katong kind of situation, then it's luck dependent because you might not even get a queue number that is early enough to choose your units.
Okay, and we want to take a look at Trevista.
Yeah.
Which is also nearby.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing as per what is, wow, even this person,
so third, 3 times.
Yeah, third owners already are still in the green. So this is kind of what we mean by the very healthy and strong track record for Toa Payoh. Most of these are like sold 3 times, sold 2 times, and they are still in the green. I mean, the profits might not be a lot because it's resale. Resale, it's like a cowboy market, but they're still profitable.
So I think obviously like for these, we can go into detail.
Yeah.
Right? It is to like, you want to compare 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom and like, you know, the similarities. We can do it on a one-on-one consultation. I think that's a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the key thing, right, you need to look at is the quantum, because Ori is going to be the first development amongst all of this that is GFA harmonized. So the PSF might scare you, right? But you are not paying for the aircon ledge. These people are. And aircon ledges and all the unnecessary spaces, they usually account up to 5% of your purchase price. 5%. So it's a lot of money. So even at 2,009 or even $3,000 per square feet, you are paying for the harmonized GFA pricing.
That's right. Okay, so I think we always like to look at 3-bedrooms layouts, right? As a comparison. So this is the Ori 3-bedroom premium.
1,044 square feet. So you just take a look at the square feet first while I do some math for you guys, right? Now, assuming the PSF is $2,800, we multiply by 1,044. Okay, this would set you back around $2.93 million. Okay, now in order for you to be motivated to buy this unit at $2.93 million, you need to have a clear view and vision that this property have the ability to go up to $3.3, $3.4, $3.5 million. So the question is, will you be able to sell at this price down the road? So you need to deploy the technique that I was talking about just now. Number one, looking at the affluence of the HDB upgraders, doing a reverse TDSR calculation to determine whether or not these people have the financial means to buy over from you at a $3.3, $3.5 million down the road.
Yeah, that's very important, right?
Yes.
Exit strategy. So we want to talk about I mean HDB transaction prices, right? We've talked about condo, just an insight. So the peak at Toa Payoh is one of the highest quantum transacted prices for HDBs. So I think the highest price right now is 1.57 million.
Yes. I'm just going to talk briefly about this, right? 1.57 million. Now, this is probably a 5-room HDB, 1,259 square feet. Now, at the point of purchase, I believe this person would have bought it at 700K, around there.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to write it on my own because it's not logistically and viable to show it to you on the screen. So what we're going to do is this. If you're taking notes or you're pressing the calculator, this is what you want to press, right? Assuming they bought it at 700K, and they took, assuming a 75% loan, their outstanding loan is $525,000, assuming they bought it at 700K. Okay? Now, if they sell it at $1.57 million, $1.57 million, you minus, over the years, the 525,000, they would have paid off the principal, right? Assuming now their outstanding was 500K.
Yeah.
You minus away 500K, they actually take back $1.07 million. And when they first started buying this HDB at 700K, all they had to cough out was
200K.
Yes.
$203,000.
So you see, yeah. So from $203,000, they are going to get back about $1,170,000. So the question is, if you had this amount of money, how much can you afford?
3.6 million.
Yes. So this is, I mean, okay, sorry, I cannot show you the screen right now.
But you're using the 29%, right?
Yeah.
29% logic.
Yes.
So that is the...
So this kind of tells you whether or not the people at the peak, they sell it at this price, would they be able to buy over your Ori at $3.6 million?
So they profited 1 million, basically.
No lah.
Right?
They 1 million minus 200.
Yeah. So they profited.
No, you need to take this minus this.
This minus this, sorry. So it's 700.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. For clearer explanation, if you need, you can reach out to me, and then we can sit down and we talk about it.
Yeah, so I think it's good, right? Because you talk about the current property that you own.
Yes.
And whether you can afford, how much you can afford, essentially.
Yes.
All the new launches that are coming up as well. Even if you're not interested in, you don't end up buying the Ori.
Yeah, even if you don't end up buying the Ori, this is a very important concept for you to understand, right? To have a clear view whether or not you are able to sell your property at an appreciated price, whether or not the people around you, the upgraders, can afford.
So I think we've seen the news. If not seen, there's a lot of $1 million HDB flats in Toa Payoh. So Toa Payoh, if you own a HDB, you really can sell it at least.
You know, there's this saying, right?
What?
Let's try. Okay. So imagine you tell your friends, I bought a BPO in Punggol. What would and I bought a BPO in Punggol 5 years ago. Chances are, what will your friends say to you?
Congrats.
Congrats, right?
Yeah.
Congrats, right? Okay. What if you tell your friends,
Yeah,
I bought a BPO in Toa Payoh 5 years ago? What would they say to you?
I will clap that.
And dance. You saw the appreciation is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So there is a difference. When you tell people you bought a BTO in Pinnacle, Queenstown, Redhill, Commonwealth, Toa Payoh, Bishan versus Punggol, Tampines, Sembawang, Bukit Batok. I'm not saying that those are bad, but I'm talking about the absolute quantum. From 203,000 to 1 million is...
Yeah, but this is in the past, right? Because now you have the prime PLH models.
So now you have the PLH model. Yeah, so the government wants a piece of your profit.
Yeah, I mean, not just that. They're also controlling...
But yeah, they're trying to control the prices of it. This is...
A bit much.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bit much.
For HDBs. Okay, so I think we'll come to like if you want to know your property value.
Yeah.
So very simple. You just I mean, you could be sitting on $1 million house.
Yes.
And you don't even know it, right? So yeah, so just scan this QR code, and you can look for the value of your flat, and also the rental value, which is something that's unique about our Property X Value tool. We also show you the rental value, which other valuation tools don't provide you out there. Yeah. So take a minute, you can scan. It's very fast. I think it takes about a minute.
So you're telling me I scan this QR code, and in 1 minute I know the valuation of my house?
Yes.
Oh.
Close to 98% accuracy.
98% accuracy.
Yes.
What happened to the other 2%?
There are a lot of other conditions, right? Because like a lot of our criteria also, like factors, like the condition of your house, also about like whether it's renovated.
Yeah, of course, yeah, correct.
Yeah. So all these other factors impact the valuation of your house after all, right? Yeah. Location.
Location is Toa Payoh, Bishan, Commonwealth, Redhill, anything along that line.
Okay, so this is how it looks. So for example, if I input this particular house, I know that the value is 1.6 million, the rental value is 4.7 million, 4.7 million, $4.7 thousand, and the potential gain is also shown to you. So from when it was first bought, or from when you bought it, it will also show you your gain. Okay, so we have reached our Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please put it into the Zoom chat, and we will address it. Let's see. Oh, there are...
The chat is disabled. Is the chat disabled?
No, it's not disabled. Did I? Is the chat disabled? No, right? Let's see.
Actually, got a lot of people say like
Oh, okay.
we
have a question.
I see in
I
Ori.
see that in the Ori, they placed a 6-seater dining table for a 3-bedder.
Hey, how
Can
they
it
see?
really fit
The
6-seater
floor
dining
plan not
table?
even open yet. 3rd of Jan. How they see?
How do you know this?
Yeah, how do you know this? The show flat is not open. The floor plan?
Okay, I see.
Okay, so to answer this question, you first need to understand
See the floor plan, yes.
there is this government arm, okay, called the Control of Housing. So they govern developers and they govern the show flat, which means whatever that is reflected in the show flat upon delivery, upon TOP, it has to be the same. Okay, if not, the Control of Housing will not let this approval happen. Now, if you talk about a 6-seater dining table, it's best that when you go to the show flat, you bring along your own measuring tape, because I do know for a fact that some developments, they have custom sizes.
Yeah.
Like I give you an example. I'm not going to mention names of the condo, but I know of condos, right, that they cut out the fridge, they cut a space in the cabinet in the kitchen for the fridge to be inside. And the size of the fridge that is inside the condo is not something that you can buy from any electric departmental store. But you take the dimensions of the cabinet that the developers cut, you go to the store and say, I want this size, then they don't have. So that fridge, that model was only for that condo. So you have to bring your own measuring tape and go and measure. So floor plan buay zun. I cannot say that the floor plan buay zun, but what I can say is some developers, I cannot name names, they would put custom example 6-seaters. Like for example, let's say for example, because I don't know the actual dimensions, let's say a 6-seater dining table is 2 meters, right? But somehow I cannot say, somehow, I cannot say, okay. There are furnitures available that can fit 6-seater but not 2 meters, something like that. So you need to go bring your own measuring tape and go measure.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are custom furnitures and all.
Okay, we have another question. Will people hold back on buying the Ori because it's the first launch of 2025?
Oh, that's a very good question. Now, looking at the track record from, like I said, Emerald Katong, Trump Park, Norwood Grand, and Mayor Blue, the last few, they have all performed very well. Okay, and all of this happened before the interest rate drop. If you own a property and you're paying mortgage right now, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. Interest rate is dropping and has dropped from last year. Not last year, from a couple months ago. Okay, so on the ground, first-hand experience, when interest rate drops, cost of funds is cheap. Money is easy, it comes by easily because you can now borrow at a lower cost. People tend to spend more and they would buy. That's point number one. Point number two is, right, there is this concept known as the Toa Payoh loyalty. Loyalty comes in many forms. Number one, loyalty to the alumni of the school. Example, if I have went to Pei Chun Public School, I graduated, and I think I'm very successful because I owe it to the school. I want my kid to go back to the school, and I would still buy in the area. So that's the first form of the Toa Payoh loyalty. Second one are people, die-hard Toa Payoh fans who live there. Maybe they don't like their current place. Maybe they feel like, wow, my HDB now is really 1.6 million. I can cash out and buy a condo. So this is the second group of the Toa Payoh loyalty. And there are a lot of people in the outskirts, right? For example, they live in Punggol, Tampines, and they've made profits from the HDB, and now they just want to be in a more central location, and they want to come in Toa Payoh. So these are the other group of people. So if you ask about, will people hold back on buying the Ori? We're not saying that this is fair and final, but I would think that the response will be very similar to at least Trump Park.
Yeah,
at least.
think so too. I mean, I've just fleshed out, the new launches that we're expected to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it includes this year and next year as well. So you can kind of have an idea, like what are the other options in 2025.
Yes.
And I think you can also check it out. I mean, there's also Elta that's in Clementi.
Yeah.
I think that could also be one
Yeah,
of
Elta
the
is
coming.
But the most important thing is whichever new launch that you want to consider, you need to first get in touch with me, get in touch with 99.co, and do a sit-down consultation to see which one is more suitable for you. Because everybody's portfolio is different, risk appetite, and financial objectives.
I mean, I was expecting him to say you have to do your research, and me have to see if the location works for you and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess
yes, we have all the tools.
Somebody, right?
Yes, the professional tools.
And see if because I think in terms of pricing,
yes,
also not familiar with like nearby transactions.
Yes.
Would it make sense for you to enter this new launch instead of the other?
Yeah.
You could be open. Maybe you are insider, and then you are like, oh, should I consider the Ori? I'm not a Toa Payoh person. But then from what was shown to you, you might be sold. So, but you're not familiar with the place. Yeah. So it helps to sit down with someone.
Not someone, me. Sit down with me.
Yeah, sit down with Thomas. Okay, so one more question. Will the Ori bring up the price of GEM residences?
I would say you have to see GEM residence for yourself to make that decision. Okay. Now, when it comes to a question like this, you need to first understand why is the seller at GEM residence wanting to sell the property to you? First question you ask yourself. Number two, how much profits are you going to be giving to the person who's selling you the GEM residence for? Number three, would you want to position yourself at the start to buy from the developer so that you can become the first owner? So these three main questions. By and large, the answer is yes. It definitely will bring up the price of GEM residence. But this is a very tricky statement as well. Bringing up the price is one thing, but bringing up the price enough to cover all the costs that you're potentially going to sink into this property is the second thing. So assuming you buy GEM residence, you need to pay what? Stamp duty, renovation, all that kind of stuff, right? Will the price increase be able to cover that? Is what you really want to find out. But the short answer is more or less for sure it will.
Okay, one more question. What are the downsides risks of buying the Ori?
The downside risk. Number one, waiting time. You buy the Ori, you cannot move in today, right? So you need to rent. Or you need to sell your house to get the funds in to buy the Ori, which means you also need to rent. Or you need to move back to your in-laws or your parents' place. This is the first downside. The second downside is actually a double-edged sword. Like I said, Toa Payoh has a 100% track record history. With that being said, this is unprecedented price. Never before in the history of Singapore, we have seen a 99-year property in not the core, hitting this price point. So it's uncharted territory. Like I said, it's double-edged sword, but at the same time, it has a 100% track record. And at the same time, we have a bunch of very, very, very ultra affluent HDB upgraders, diehard fans of Toa Payoh. So all of these come together, it's very hard to answer this question objectively. But I would say it's...
You say that the risk is that it will be too highly priced?
The risk is that it will be too highly priced. So like I said, from if you are considering to buy, right, from a very objective standpoint, you have to look at the quantum, not just the PSF. The PSF can be 5,000. But if the total purchase price is 2 million for 3-bedder, I would say it's very reasonable. Your peak already 1.6 million. So always look at the total purchase price, and this is a harmonized floor plan.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you guys answer the question on Elta?
Never. Is that an Elta question?
There's no.
In the chat.
No, we didn't see. Oh, okay. No. Let me see the question. I'm currently looking at Elta.
If you're looking at Elta, the first thing you do is get in touch with me and we sit down and have a look. Okay, but we're going to answer that question.
Okay, so
so there
are a few questions in the chat. Okay, so let me see. Oh, wait, then I'm currently looking at Elta, which is located at prime location 2, which is Clementi.
Yep.
The Ori is equally attractive in terms of location and nearby amenities.
Yep.
Which is a better option for own stay and investment?
Well, the own stay part I cannot answer because everybody have different preference, right? Maybe you want to go to the Clementi Primary School versus the Pei Chun Public School. I don't know which school you want. From a very ultra objective standpoint, number one, Toa Payoh has more $1 million HDB upgraders. That's important. Okay. Number two, geographically speaking, Toa Payoh is more central. Okay. Not saying that Clementi is bad, but if you look at the product on its own, it is very good. But if you put them side by side objectively, Toa Payoh is
more central
on higher ground. Yeah.
more central,
pent-up demand, 100% track record, affluence, school, loyalty, north-south corridor. It's all there, right at your doorstep.
I mean, Clementi is a very nice town.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has a lot of things as well. I think they're very different at the same time, right? As much as they're similar. I think it's really like, you know, if it were me, I would see what.
Also affordability.
Yeah.
Because if what you can maximally, assuming you can afford a 2-bedder in Ori versus a 3-bedder in Clementi, right? Then
I think the price will be quite different also.
Oh, quite hard to say, leh. You never know. Hey, if it does hit 3,000, once upon a time, like brand new freehold condos in District 9 is also 3,000, 3,002 PSF. Yeah. So maybe by then, if by then interest rate hits 1%, then you Alta will not be this price, right? Yeah.
Okay, so if you need like a personalized consultation,
yes.
just WhatsApp Thomas and he will be able to analyze for you based on your affordability, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's from Jessica.
Oh, there is a D'Leedon question.
Yeah, for D'Leedon, 2-bedroom, 1,076 square feet. How much are the last transacted prices? Okay.
You share, right?
You guys can answer
JC.
You share it.
Okay, so Jessica, if you need further help with this, you can just contact Thomas directly so he can show you all the last transacted prices as well.
Yes.
But yeah, my colleague has also replied you. Okay, so okay, JC, can you share any thoughts you have on Lentor? Hillock Green?
Okay.
Worth investing?
JC, you need to know one thing, right? For 3-bedder, right? We represent all the developers. So it's very hard for me to tell you online what is better or not. Point number one. Point number two is, okay, there are a lot of condos in Lentor. Yeah. There's Modern, Mansion, Hillock, a lot.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
A lot, right? In the last 8 years, there's only one in Toa Payoh. That's what we can say for now. So pent-up demand, amenities, rejuvenation, loyalty, schools, Toa Payoh has it all.
Yeah. I mean, there's also a reason, you know what I mean, that Lentor is able to sell, you know, the kind of volume that it has so
yes,
right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not saying that Toa Payoh is better than Lentor, but we're saying
it's very near also. Toa Payoh is next to Lentor. It is.
Next to?
Is it?
Then I also stay next to.
Oh, sorry, that's
Why is it
near
Lentor?
enough. It's near enough. They share the north-south corridor.
From very different exit. It's like saying Punggol exit into KP is the same as the Tanjong Pagar coming into MC.
I see all the northern towns as like northern towns, you know. Ang Mo Kio, Toa Payoh, I don't know. To me, it's very similar.
Ang Mo Kio and where?
Toa Payoh.
Ang Mo Kio and Toa Payoh? No, they're not similar at all. No, I think Toa Payoh is a better comparison to. Here, Toa Payoh is quite unique.
It is. Okay. Oh, sorry. Can you please continue? Got interrupted. So 3-bedder in Lentor.
Well, I don't understand the question. So you're asking, is 3-bedder at Lentor worth investing? Okay, JC, if you want a customized answer, get in touch with me. Okay. By and large, what I can tell you is this: focus on these 3 points. Okay. Number one, your risk appetite, your financial objectives. Financial objectives, I also mean affordability. Definitely, if you're asking for Lentor versus Ori, it could possibly mean that you're looking at something at a lower price. Then there's a different analysis altogether.
Yeah, definitely.
And the lastly is your holding horizon. Like how long are you intending to hold on to this property for? So this is to be honest, if I'm going to just do a sweeping statement, everything is worth investing. It's just depending on how much profits you can get, right? Like for example, in 2019, interest rate was so low. Every property segment experienced a price gain. But the biggest price gain segment is HDB and landed. Not so much on resale condos. Yeah, so it depends on how much you want to make as well. But definitely over the course of the next couple of years, it will definitely grow. It's just whether or not it's enough for you.
Yeah. Okay, so one more question. Who will be the largest group of purchasers for Ori? HDB upgraders in Toa Payoh?
Yeah, I would say HDB upgraders and condo upgraders as well.
Yeah. After all, there's a pent-up demand.
Yes.
For new launch in the past 8 to 9 years.
Yes, absolutely.
So definitely people are waiting, honestly waiting. You're like, oh, they see a brand new development. They're like, sure, why not?
And above and beyond waiting, they are sitting on profits. So they're just looking for a reason to cash out on their profits, to go to the next new development with a reputable developer. And of course, HDB upgraders, right? If you've lived in a HDB all your life, you only cough out 200,000. Today you sell at 1.5, 1.6 million, you get back $1 million. That is 800 over $1,000 for staying for free in a HDB. And now you can upgrade to a condo. So these are the motivated bunch.
So the Ori is launching, in just a couple of weeks.
That's right.
Does it mean that you have to sell your HDB already?
Does it mean that okay, so the key word in this whole process is called the exercise. As long as you have found a buyer to exercise on the option to buy a HDB, your name is free. You can do whatever you want. You can buy a next property, so on and so forth. So exercising is the key.
Technically, that's selling.
No lah. Selling got a few different parts. Got deposit, exercise.
You have a buyer already.
Yes, buyer and buyer exercise. Then you can go and buy the Ori. But most importantly, get in touch with us for a specific discussion as to which one is the best for you.
You're going to be prepared, right? So if you have to sell your house,
you
need to think about renting.
Yes, renting or moving back with your parents or whatever that helps you to get through while waiting for Ori.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think we've covered most of the questions. Okay. Okay, yes, we have. Okay, so if anybody have any more questions, please shoot into the chat or the Q&A. Oh, we have one more question. Okay. Do you have data on the number of HDB in the vicinity of the Ori that will hit MOP in 5 years' time? The number of HDB.
Okay, so let me rephrase the question. So 5 years down the road when Ori has TOP, you want to know how many MOP HDBs will be in the area.
Yeah.
Okay. This one requires a very deep dive data, which we can take note of this. JC's contact. Is it JC? Jean Tan. We can take note of your question. And then we can dig the information and send to you. But Jean, what you need to know is the peak at Toa Payoh has already seen like $1.5, $1.6 million transaction. And that is above and beyond whatever HDB that's going to MOP down the road. So a lot of these HDBs at the peak are still first owners. So they might also sell. So don't just focus on which are the HDBs that will MOP down the road. You can also focus on existing $1-point-something million HDB people who are still first owners.
After all, not everybody will sell it at MOP.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, one more new question. When will the ABSD take effect for someone who owns a current property and thinking of buying the Ori? ABSD.
What's pre? That's not Ori.
Obvious typo.
Okay, when will the ABSD take effect? Now, if you own one property, the moment you buy Ori without disposing that property, you will be subjected to ABSD. Point number one. Point number two is, should you decide to buy the Ori without selling your existing property, you would have to pay the ABSD first. Then we can ask for a 6 months appeal to dispose of that current property. All of these subjected to approval. Okay, but the most surest way to know when will ABSD kick in is if you don't dispose before you buy, you will be subjected to ABSD.
And then if you want to sell your house in 6 months, right? Then you will get
all of this, you can subject it to approval.
Yeah, okay. Do you think with Chuan Park at 2.6K per square feet, OCR projects at 2,003 per square feet are generally safe?
The answer is no. The answer is no. It's an outright no. Okay. Now, JC, you need to understand when a property is priced at 2,003, when somebody is pricing at 2006 and this 2003 is still available in the market, it probably means that nobody has bought it. That's why you saw it on the property portal, right? So some properties have certain intrinsic value. Why is it not sold? Why is it still available? So these are questions you need to ask yourself. It is not just a simple, easy statement. Oh, if the outskirts are selling for 2.6, if I buy like in the core at 2.3, it's safe. It doesn't always necessarily work this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there are, I think we've covered all the questions. So if we are 9:01 on time to end the webinar. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the webinar tonight. It's a pleasure answering all your questions, and definitely we love talking to all of you. Reach out to Thomas. I think we will send in the WhatsApp link for you to just contact him directly. If you think of any more new questions, you can text him tonight. You sleep very late, right?
I don't sleep.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
I cannot sleep until the Ori is launched.
Yes. So yeah, so just ping Thomas and he'll be able to deep dive into your personal situation and what's best for you, because I think that it's not one size fit all thing, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean if the Ori is a great investment, it's a great buy, doesn't mean that you should buy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's a very important takeaway that
just
everybody.
FYI, just for your information, should Ori hit a certain price, okay, there are actually some freehold developments that is equally good to consider. Yeah. But we cannot talk about it in an Ori webinar, but just saying.
Yeah, he's keeping it very real. Okay,
Yes.
so I mean, there are some things we can't, just say like to everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you need a personalized.
But we can say it to you.
I mean,
offline.
Because his own comments, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can say it to you over text. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Have a good Friday night. It's a Friday night. Thank you so much for joining. So we hope to see you in our next webinar, and all the best to you if you are planning to purchase the Ori or to get a ballot number.
All the best?
All the best, what?
No, they should get in touch with us.
Yeah, get in touch with you. Then the ballot number matters, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be luck driven. Okay, so before we end, can we ask you, how many percent do you think Ori will sell?
Oh, okay, let's guess. Okay, I think it will be 70%.
70.
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they haven't really released any indicative prices as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Just FYI, right? On the day, right? Yeah. On the day itself, right?
Yeah. There'll
be a certain freehold development that will sell very well also, if the price is too similar. I think Ori will do like 85, 90.
Oh, wow, very optimistic.
Yes.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah, Toa Payoh fans it's just, they are affluent and they really want to come in and buy.
Okay, thank you so much. We're going to end the webinar right now. Good night, everybody. So yeah, one just going to reiterate, if you have any more questions, you can just ask Thomas, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good night. Bye.